sports leader. Sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball. Sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight. No one else can beat them. Come on out and see them. Chatham A's baseball, summertime on Cape Cod.
From Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, the All-Star break is in the rear view, and it's time for the home stretch. With 12 games to play, Chatham is back home to take on a West Division opponent, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Welcome to Veterans Field on a gorgeous Monday evening. So happy to have you along with us. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Chase, Chatham last time out 3 days ago, before the All-Star break, goes to Brewster, loses the lead late, and finishes with a 7-inning, darkness-shortened 4-4 tie.
Yeah, the A's got a little bit of assistance, a little situational assistance in that one. Obviously, no lights at Stony Brook Field. It was also delayed a little bit when Jay Abernathy went down with an injury. Chatham had blown the lead. The A's were leading by 3, then gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. 7th inning rolls around, neither team scores, and we finish up with a 4-4 tie in 7 innings.
They finished with a tie, then headed for the All-Star break. The All-Star game was Saturday. It lasted all of 2 innings at Harwich, but 4 of Chatham's 5 All-Stars did appear in the game. And then it was set to be made up Sunday. That never happened due to field conditions at White House Field. So, Chase, that brings us to Monday, where Chatham squares off with Hyannis, a team it lost to last time they faced at McKeon Park in brutal fashion.
And not needing long to avenge that last matchup, getting to do it in front of their own fans at their own stadium here at Veterans Field in Chatham.
I will talk to Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show about his All-Star experience, plus the state of the Chatham roster with a couple of newcomers in the lineup. One player who was out of the lineup for a week plus is back in the lineup and back in town. Plus, Chase catches up with one of Chatham's regulars. Bino Waters appears on Catch of the Day for the second time in 2026. That's all on the Anglers Extra pregame show, which is coming up.
Sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Chatham back from the All-Star break, getting ready for Game 29 of the Cape League season, taking on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks for the final time this summer. It's time for the Manager's Show with the Chatham manager, Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, only 2 innings of actual All-Star game, but how was your All-Star experience this summer?
It was long. The pregame stuff was long. We were there right around 12:30 for a 6 o'clock game. But I think the kids had a good time. They got a lot of cool stuff, so I was glad I got to see our guys play. I saw everybody play but Oliver Pudvar, so I was happy with that, and our kids did great.
I don't know to what degree you were involved in the decision-making, but what was it like to go there for all that and then only play 2 innings?
Yeah, it was, with the rain and everything, it was probably best that they didn't play. Got a lot of good players on the field, so in no sense taking a chance of hurting anybody. But, they did the best they could, and 2 innings was all we could get.
I know to some degree part of the experience of the Cape League is playing every day, but for all those players who weren't involved in the All-Star game, what can a couple of days off do before this home stretch?
Well, it can just let them get their feet back under them. It actually could make it, too, where you're ready to go home. So, we just tried to have a light get together today with the BP and stuff, and have a little bit of fun. But our guys, I think everybody's pretty much in for the long haul. We might lose one or two, but I think everybody's going to be here with us for the long haul. Hopefully they got some rest, and I talked to them, asked them, a few of the kids what they did, and they cooked hamburgers and played cornhole, and so they were all together. A lot of them were together, and I'm thankful for that. And I know that's good stuff when they're building relationships like that.
I know every Cape League manager is kind of fighting the same battle, but what can be done from a coaching staff perspective, if anything, to make sure that your players are going to stay?
Well, there's really not a lot you can do. You're kind of at the mercy of the kids and their coaches and the agents. But, I feel good about our guys. I feel really good about the kids we got here. And like I said, we're probably going to lose a couple. I've already caught wind of a couple. But I think for the most part, we're going to have everybody that we need here. And, you always got plan B. You're always calling, still making calls and checking other leagues when they end. If you're going to have needs, you ask around. And I've actually had coaches calling me and asking me if we needed players, college coaches, which is a good thing. They're wanting to send their kids up to us here in Chatham. So I think we're going to be in good shape.
Two new pitchers added to the roster over the All-Star break. We'll start with Ty Thames from Rice. How do you know about him, and how did he end up here?
David Pierce recommended him from Rice. I think he's a power arm. I've never seen him pitch. Seems like a wonderful kid, and I haven't even met the other one yet.
That's Brady Coe from Abilene Christian, who just got in there today. Any new pitchers who come to your team, what are kind of the initial things that you and Jay Powell talk to them about?
Throw strikes. Compete hard and throw strikes. We live with the results.
You get Armani Guzman back today after he went home for the Major League Baseball draft. I know you mentioned he'd be playing center field. He's there today. What does his bat back in the lineup bring to this offense?
Well, I like hitting Armani ninth so we can, have a little speed between him and Rob at the top, and Bino up there too. He'll be a consistent, bat-to-ball guy at the bottom of the lineup, which stretches our lineup even further, and that gives us a better chance to win.
Speaking of Rob Rispoli, I understand he's away from the team right now. You've got Ty Manolfi up there at the top of the order tonight, one of the recent additions. What did you see from Ty in his first game?
He's got good bat-to-ball skill, likes to play baseball. He's a hard-nosed kid. So those are the kind of guys we want.
As this couple of final weeks here comes into focus, I know this is the period of time where you usually say you do start to pay attention to the standings. How much is the playoff race on your mind for these last couple of weeks?
It really has. I haven't been thinking about it too much. It's still, we've got 12 games left. That's over a quarter of the season. So we're just going to play hard, and I think when we get through this 7-game stretch will be the time to start looking at it.
How does the pitching shape up for a 7 games and 7 days stretch?
That's why we brought 2 extras in. I think we're in good shape. We should be in good shape. We'll see, but I like what we got down there.
That includes Kaysen Ranieri, who gets his first start today after he went 3 2/3 shutout in his debut. What did you like about his first appearance that made you decide to give him the start?
He was aggressive. He threw strikes, mixed well, had good velocity. I mean, what's not to like about any of that? Let's just hope he can come out and just fill up the strike zone and let the defense play behind him.
There's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show. Chatham and Hyannis coming up. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Chase Abrams as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.
All right, Jake. Armani Guzman returns to the A's lineup for the first time in a little over a week. He's batting 9th, which some might be surprised by. He hit leadoff at West Virginia this past season. He led off for 1 game in Chatham, but has been hitting in the 9 spot ever since. But Dennis Cook showing that there's a reason for that. He extends the lineup.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense when you hear Dennis Cook's explanation. It gives you the old school second leadoff man once the order turns over once.
Guzman mans center field today. The guy in left is Bino Waters, one of the Chatham A's All-Star selections this past weekend. Heads to LSU after this summer. He's on Catch of the Day straight ahead.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes.
Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. We are past the All-Star break now. It's game 29. Chatham hosts Hyannis with first pitch at 7 p.m. But first, it's time for Catch of the Day. I'm Chase Abrams, and I'm joined today by Chatham A's left fielder Bino Waters. Bino, you were one of the team's All-Star selections for this past weekend. What did that honor mean to you?
It's awesome. It's just good to see some hard work being put on display. You know, it's awesome to see some of my other teammates make it as well. So just a testament to the coaches and what they've done for us this season.
Bit of a non-traditional All-Star break because of the rain, but how'd you enjoy your experience?
It was fun. I got to meet a lot of cool people, play with some cool players. Got to watch my boy Junior hitting that home run derby. So that was exciting to watch, and we got to play 2 innings, so it was fun.
The skies opened up. What was going through your mind when it started kind of downpouring on you guys?
I was a little frustrated, but I'm glad that, you know, we were able to get out there and still sign some autographs for the kids and hang out with some new people. So it sucked that, you know, it rained and it got pushed, but, you know, it's part of it.
You took your first and only at-bat in the pouring rain. What kind of adjustments can you make to make that as close to a sort of a normal at-bat as possible?
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. I was facing my former travel ball teammate, Kenny and Colin, so I was just trying to have fun with it, not strike out, honestly, because I would have never heard the end of it if I struck out there. So, you know, just try to hit the ball, put the ball in play, and do the best I can, you know, always trying to not strike out and just hit a line shot over the shortstop's head. And obviously it didn't work out that way, but it was a fun at-bat.
Former travel ball teammate, but how much had you hit against him before?
I had never hit against him. I always played defense behind him. It's great to play defense behind because he works quick and throws strikes. So those are the type of guys you want to play behind. But it was new because I had never faced him, but it was a lot of fun.
While you were on defense in the All-Star game, you actually were able to do an in-game interview. What was that like for you?
That was new. I've also never done that. So it was cool to check out that box, but it was a lot of fun. I got to talk to some cool broadcasters, and they asked me some good questions. Hopefully some, you know, LSU fans were able to pick up on what I said out there. But it was a great time, a lot of fun, and, you know, hopefully I can do that in the future. What
were you doing so that you could kind of pay attention to the game and answer the questions at the same time?
I would focus on the pitch and then kind of listen to the question at the same time. So, like, if, you know, there was a double that was hit over my head, but I don't think I would have had a beat on it if I didn't have the mic on anyway, so I didn't feel too bad about that. But just making sure I was game first and then also trying to answer the questions as well.
You were one of 5 anglers selected for this summer's All-Star game. What was it like to share that honor and share that experience with your Chatham teammates?
It was great. You know, I was super blessed to be put in the position to be selected, but also to do it with, you know, my roommate, Angel Cervantes. He's been throwing great all season. And then the Yukon boys who have been here since day one was super fun and exciting. And then Junior, to watch him go do it in the home run derby was a joy. So just spending it with those guys, some of my best friends that I've made over the summer was a good time.
How would you rate Junior Milwaukee's performance in the home run hitting contest this year?
I think he did great. He didn't hit as many home runs as I expected, but, you know, he's hitting the ball really hard in the line, and that's what you look for when you're in the box. So I'd rate it a 10 out of 10.
Catching up with Bino Waters ahead of game 29 on Catch of the Day. Bino, when you and I talked earlier this summer, you mentioned that your outfield defense in left was something that you'd wanted to work on this summer. How's that gone so far?
I'd say it's gone well. Coach Cook's put me in a good position to, you know, go out and play every single day and really prioritize how my body's feeling. So if I needed a day off, I'd get the chance to DH. But I've done a good job of being out there every single day and, you know, just working on what I came here to work on, which was left field. And I feel like I've grown in the outfield a lot.
How important is it to you to be able to play every day?
Super important. I think that that's part of, you know, getting drafted is longevity and playing every single day. So I'm trying to showcase that I can go out there every single day and compete for every single at-bat is something I've prioritized.
We've got 11 games remaining. The A's are currently in playoff position. What can you guys do to sort of keep the mindset and stay in that spot as we wind towards the end of this season?
Hopefully just keep winning. Take team at-bats, throw strikes, do all the things that we've done all season to put us in this position. So I think just being consistent, hopefully get hot here, win, you know, the next, I think we got a 7-game stretch, so hopefully win, you know, 5 out of the 7. If not all of them, that would be great, you know, solidify a spot in the playoffs. But just got to keep playing hard and keep winning and competing for our bats.
And what do you want to do personally to help this team reach that playoff goal?
I just want to capitalize the runner in scoring position. I feel like that's been a goal of mine is to, you know, knock in as many runs as possible and do what's best for the team. So trying to stick to my approach that the coaches have put into plan and just execute.
There's Bino Waters on Catch of the Day. Once again, Bino, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Back to Jake Klein for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
All right, Chase. There's Bino Waters on Catch of the Day. Chatham and Hyannis coming up. We've got first pitch coming up in just a couple of moments. Stay tuned.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Chase Abrams and Jake Klein.
Welcome back at Veterans Field. Almost time for Chatham and Hyannis. National anthem is in the books, unexpectedly so. And it's time for your starting lineups, brought to you, as always, by Chatham Clothing Bar.
First for the visiting Hyannis Harbor Hawks at 13-15, second place in the Western Division under third-year manager Mitch Carricker. Matt Einish leads things off. Third baseman from West Virginia, Jax Jimenez, the right fielder from Oregon, bats second. Southern Cal first baseman Andrew Lamb hits third, with Caden Miller, the UTSA DH, cleaning up. Clay Thompson, the JMU center fielder, hits fifth, with Henry Zener, the USC Upstate left fielder, batting sixth. Taylor Kirk, UCLA-bound shortstop, hits seventh. Brody Briggs, the Arizona State catcher, hits eighth, and Rice second baseman J.C. Davis bats ninth. We flip things over for the home Chatham Anglers under second-year manager Dennis Cook. 11-14-3, good for fourth in the East Division. Timon Alfie, the Boston College second baseman, leads off in absence of Rob Rispoli. Bino Waters, who you just heard from, LSU-bound left fielder, bats second. Junior Milwaukee, the Georgia-bound third baseman, hits third, with Florida State to be Ty Peoples DHing and cleaning up. Tyler Howe, the North Carolina first baseman, hits fifth, with Jack Bell, the shortstop who hits the Texas A&M, batting sixth. 7, 8, and 9 in the Chatham order reads like this. Eddie Marshall, the catcher who goes to Florida, hits seventh. Cole Johnson, the Georgia right fielder, bats eighth. And West Virginia center fielder Armani Guzman bats ninth. Those are your lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar. Now for your pitching matchup, brought to you by the Red Nun Bar and Grill.
Chase for Chatham in the top of the first. It'll be the right-hander Kaysen Ranieri, 6'2", 239-pound junior to be at Texas Tech. He makes his second appearance for the A's and gets his first start. In his first appearance on the 14th of July against Yarmouth Dennis, he went 3 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, 6 strikeouts, and no walks. So an impressive debut for the right-hander Ranieri earns him his first start. For Hyannis, it's Michael Mechna, 6'3", 201-pound right-handed pitcher. He's a junior to be at Oregon. Third appearance and third start for Mechna. He's gone 5 innings and he's 0-2 with a 7.20 ERA. 6 strikeouts to 5 walks. Ranieri, the right-hander of Texas Tech for Chatham. Mechna, the right-hander of Oregon for Hyannis. It's time for your umpires, presented by Chatham Paint and Hardware. J.C. Fernandez calls the balls and strikes. Jeff Merzel is on the right side of the infield. Jeff Mertzel is on the left side. That's a 1-letter difference between Jeff Merzel, the first base umpire, and Jeff Mertzel, the left side umpire. How do you like that? Chatham has taken the field in its home white uniforms. Royal blue caps with royal blue bills and the red fishhook A logo on the front. White jerseys with anglers arched in blue across the chest. Red numbers on the lower left front part of the jersey. Blue numbers on the back and white pants. Hyannis on the road has its orange caps with royal blue bills, the curly H in blue on the front. Orange jerseys with Hyannis scripted across the front in white. Blue numbers on the front, white numbers on the back for the Harbor Hawks, and white pants even on the road here at Veterans Field. Cason Ranieri, the right-hander from Texas Tech, ready for his second Chatham outing on the mound and his first start. He faces the lefty hitting Matt Hyannis to start the ball game. Right-hander rocks and fires. First pitch upstairs, 1-0. 7 o'clock on the nose, 72 degrees in Chatham. Time and temperature brought to you by the Chatham Athletic Association. Right-handers 1-0, line foul to the screen, 1-1. Got you the defensive alignment for Chatham, brought to you as always by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Bino Waters in left field as usual. Armani Guzman plays center. Cole Johnson's in right. Rest after the 1-1. High, 2-1. Junior Lewacki plays third base for the second time in 3 games. Jack Bell's the shortstop. Ty Manolfi at second base. Tyler Howe at first. Eddie Marshall does the catching. 2-1 pitch, high, 3-1. Ranieri did not walk a batter in his 3 2/3 scoreless innings against YD 6 days ago. 3-1 pitch on the outside corner, called a strike. The count goes full. Ranieri's got a 3-pitch mix: fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. Here's his payoff to Hyannis. Line foul. Straight back off the protective netting. That goes past the end of each dugout. Both the left and right sides. Right-hander winds up. Another 3-2 to Hyannis. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ranieri gets Hyannis to chase after the high fastball. 1 gone in the top of the first. Brings up Jax Jimenez, the left-handed hitting right fielder from Oregon. He hit the go-ahead home run in Hyannis' 8th inning come-from-behind win over Chatham 5 days ago. First pitch to him. Grounded to second. Manolfi shuffles to his right. He fields off-balance throw to first in time for the second out. So after a 7-pitch battle against Hyannis, Ranieri gets Jimenez to ground out on the first pitch, and there are 2 gone for the 3-hole hitter Andrew Lamb. Tall trees beyond the left field fence casting shadows across most of left, center, and right field at Veterans Field. Infield still illuminated. First pitch to Lamb. Inside, 1-0. Great weather day, all day today, after a rainy weekend that washed out most of the Cape League All-Star game. They played only 2 innings in Harwich. 1-0. Line to the backstop, 1-1. Of Chatham's 5 All-Stars, 4 appeared in those 2 innings. Both Angel Cervantes and Max Luzaraga pitched for the East Division, and both Rob Rispoli and Bino Waters logged an at-bat. 1-1 pitch, called a strike. Fastball at the bottom of the zone, 1-2 on Lamb.
Cervantes and Luzaraga both showing up in that game becomes more impressive when you hear how many pitchers showed up in that game for the East.
2.
That's correct.
Both Chatham righties. Here's the 1-2 to Lamb. He reaches out and pokes it in the air. Shallow left. Waters comes in on the jog. He makes the catch in left center to end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 top of the first for Cason Ranieri in his first Chatham start. He strikes out Hyannis, gets Jimenez to ground out and Lamb to fly out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on for Hyannis in the top of the first. And now Chatham gets a crack at Michael Mechna, the Oregon righty, on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. Half an inning in the books at Veterans Field. Chatham and Hyannis both trying to start the home stretch with a win. Bottom of the first next.
Sports Radio, play-by-play.
Hi, this is Bino Waters from LSU. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams, Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Ty Manolfi, Bino Waters, and Junior Lewacki, the three to come to the plate for Chatham in the home half of the first. Here at Veterans Field with Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Chatham comes to the plate against Michael Mechna, right-hander out of Oregon. He's got a 7.20 ERA and an 0-2 record in his 5 innings across 2 starts this summer for Hyannis. Faces the lefty hitting leadoff man Ty Manolfi in his second game with Chatham and his first in the leadoff spot, a spot that's been regularly occupied by Rob Rispoli this summer. Rispoli out of the lineup tonight. Right on left, Mechna winds up. First pitch to Manolfi. Down and in, 1-0 on the lefty. Manolfi played 20 games with Yarmouth Dennis this summer. He was released by Scott Pickler's crew and has found a home in Chatham. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss. 91 miles an hour toward the bottom of the zone. Manolfi swings over it. Manolfi's a 167 hitter across his 21 games, 20 with YD, 1 with Chatham. Here's the 1-1 to him. Bounced on the ground left side past Mateo Martinez in the third base coaching area, 1-2. Manolfi played third and batted 7th 3 days ago when Chatham tied 4-4 at Brewster. He went 0 for 3. 2 groundouts make it 3 groundouts, including 1 into a double play. Behind in the count, 1-2 as the right-hander Mechna readies. He winds up. Here's the pitch. High, 2-2. Dennis Cook said he liked Manolfi as a short-term replacement in the leadoff spot because of his bat-to-ball skills. He'll face a 2-2 pitch. Mechna comes home. High, 3-2. Manolfi in 48 at-bats this summer for Chatham and YD. Has K'd only 8 times. He's walked 5 times. Here comes a payoff to him. Bounced on the ground toward first. It skips low on the first baseman Lamb, but he gets the glove down and taps first to retire. Manolfi 3 unassisted. 1 up, 1 down for Michael Mechna. Bino Waters comes to the plate. As he does, we'll get you the Hyannis defensive alignment, brought to you by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Henry Zener, Clay Thompson, Jax Jimenez left to right across the outfield. Matt Einish and Taylor Kirk on the left side of the infield. J.C. Davis and Andrew Lamb on the right. Brody Briggs does the catching. Defensive alignment from Short and Sweet. First pitch to Waters, chopped on the ground, up the middle. Shortstop Kirk right of second. Fields hesitates, throws to first in time, and he retires Waters 6-3 on 1 pitch. So both leadoff hitters in this game work full counts before they are retired, and both 2-hole hitters ground out on the first pitch.
Just shows the difference in approach. The leadoff man, that's the guy you want to get on base. That's why he's in that spot.
Right-handed hitting Junior Lewacki steps in. First pitch, off the plate away, 1-0. Lewacki's got 3 homers in his 9 games with Chatham, including a walk-off home run on Thursday to lift Chatham to a 4-3 win over Bourne here at Veterans Field. 1-0 to him. Swing and a miss. Huge swing at a breaking ball, 1-1.
He added 6 more home runs in the Cape League home run hitting contest this past weekend, but did not advance past the first round.
Went into double overtime against Falmouth's Ben Slanker, but came up short. Here's the 1-1. Off the plate away, 2-1. I tell you, going into the home run derby, I bet you Lewacki was among the favorites.
How could he not be? You look at him, and he just looks like a guy who can hit the ball a mile.
6'5", 265 in the righty box. Here comes the 2-1 from Mechna. Lined foul. Over the backstop netting, out of play toward the Little League field adjacent to Veterans Field. 2-2.
And he showcases that power in batting practice. A lot of the guys on the Chatham team will try and push it the other way. That's what they're working on a lot in BP. He's the only one who regularly hits it out the other way.
It's in a 2-2 count. Mechna deals. Driven in the air to right on a line. Jimenez goes back near the fence. He reaches up, makes the catch, crashes into the fence, and goes down on the warning track. But he holds on to the scorching line drive from Milwaukee. Just didn't get under it quite enough. And it's a 1-2-3 inning from Mechna in the first. Manolfi grounds out, Waters grounds out, and Milwaukee lines out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. After an inning of play at Veterans Field, it's Hyannis nothing and Chatham nothing. Top of the second coming up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Proud to power the Cape all summer long. Back at Veterans Field, time for the second inning. Kaysen Ranieri to face the middle of the Hyannis order. Caden Miller, Clay Thompson, and Henry Zener. And the lefty hitting Miller steps to the plate to lead off the second inning. Outfielder out of the University of Texas, San Antonio, who's the DH for Hyannis tonight. Miller has homered 3 times. That leads the active Harbor Hawk roster. First pitch, outside, 1-0. It's a Hyannis team that leads the league in home runs with 22. 1-0, in tight, 2-0. And despite that, the Harbor Hawks have the 3rd worst team batting average in the Cape League at .217, and they're 2 games under 500. Still second in the West, though. Pitch, up and in. Ranieri falls behind 3-0. For some additional context, Chatham 4th in the East would be 1 point out of 2nd in the West. 3-0, high, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk of Caden Miller, and Hyannis has a leadoff base runner in the second. First walk issued by Kaysen Ranieri this season, and that walk is our free pass of the game, presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. Visit capecod.edu/free for more. Right-handed hitting Clay Thompson stands in. Wide stance, first pitch, high. 5 straight balls from Kaysen Ranieri start the second. Thompson, the center fielder out of James Madison, a relatively recent addition to the Hyannis roster. 1-0, high, 2-0, 6 straight balls from Ranieri, and the catcher Eddie Marshall goes to the mound, as does the Chatham pitching coach Jay Powell. Now the entire infield joins them.
Miller, the runner on first, is 5 for 8 on stolen bases this summer. So he's shown the ability to swipe bags. Just an extra thing for Ranieri to think about on the mound.
Consider, though, nobody out. And you've got a pitcher who has not yet thrown a strike in the inning. So perhaps not yet the point where you might want to run Miller, although he does have speed.
It is a small sample size, but Ranieri yet to throw a strike when pitching out of the stretch today.
At Texas Tech this spring, 18 walks in 37 innings for Ranieri, so control was not a massive issue for him. He's missed high on almost all of his misses so far today. First pitch, called a strike. First pitch out of the meeting, I should say, and now it's 2-1 on Klay Thompson.
When pitchers are missing high consistently, it usually means they're not getting far enough down the mound, not getting enough extension towards the plate.
2-1 pitch, popped up, out of play behind home plate, 2-2. That pitch a little high, but Thompson offers at it, sends it straight back, and Ranieri, with his 2 pitches after the mound visit from Powell, has evened up the count on Thompson. Righty comes set. 2-2 pitch. Line through the right side into right field, a base hit. Miller had to wait to get out of the way of the ball. He moves to second but stops there. 2 on with nobody out for Hyannis in the second.
Miller made a nice little dodge as that ball was coming right at him. Not only did he stop in his tracks, but he twisted out of the way of it as it hooked back towards him. Hard hit by Thompson the other way, and that side was vacated because Miller was being held on at first by Tyler Howe.
So the left-handed hitting Henry Zener comes up with 2 on and nobody out against Ranieri. First pitch, he squares to bunt, pulls back and takes high, 1-0. Chatham was expecting it. Both corner infielders, Junior Lowacki at third, Tyler Howe at first, were way in on the infield grass by the time the pitch crossed the plate. 1-0 on Zener. Here's the pitch. He squares, drops this one foul, bounces it off the mask of J.C. Fernandez, the home plate umpire. 1-1 on Zener, who can't get the bunt down on his first attempt. Hyannis manager Mitch Carricker calling for small ball early. Will Zener bunt again? 1-1. He'll try, and he bounces it foul again. 2 unsuccessful bunt attempts from Henry Zener, and now you'd think with 2 strikes that the bunt is off. Miller on second, Thompson on first, nobody out. Scoreless in the top of the second. It'll be a 1-2 pitch to Henry Zener. Kaysen Ranieri deals. Breaking ball, grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Miller storms around third. Guzman fields in center, no throw home. Miller scores standing, and Henry Zener puts Hyannis on the board first with an RBI single in the top of the second. Dennis Cook shouts out to Ranieri, get outs. He's 0 for 3 on that task here in the second, having walked the leadoff man Miller, then surrendering back-to-back singles to Thompson and Zener. Now the righty hitting Taylor Kirk steps in. First pitch, Kirk squares to bunt, takes low in the dirt away from Marshall. Runners advance without a throw. Thompson to third, Zener to second, and Hyannis now 1 hit away from potentially making this a 3-0 ball game. Two in scoring position, nobody out. And Dennis Cook backs up his infield ahead of the 1-0 pitch to Taylor Kirk. Here it is, high, 2-0. Stares down to the Chatham bullpen from Cook, Jay Powell, and Cole Caruso, the assistant, all 3 of them on the top step of the A's dugout. 2-0 on Kirk. Here's the pitch. Launched into right field. Now Johnson sprints in. He can't get it. It drops in front of him, a base hit. Thompson comes home to score. Zener moves to third on the RBI single by Taylor Kirk. That makes it 2-0 Hyannis in the top of the second. 3 straight singles for the Harbor Hawks.
The catcher from Arizona State, number 28, Brody Briggs.
Now Brody Briggs comes up, left-handed hitting catcher from Arizona State. And Chase, this is in danger of getting away from Chatham early.
On the mound, Ranieri has induced soft contact on the last 2 batters faced. Zener and Kirk neither hit it hard, but both just hit it to the right spot.
Right on left, first pitch. Briggs takes up and in, bends out of the way of it, 1-0. Fastball from Ranieri right now coming in at about 85 miles an hour. It's about 5 to 7 miles an hour below his typical range. .1-0 offering. Popped up on the infield. Shortstop Bell calls for it. He makes the catch in the line between second and third, and that's the first out. A big one for Ranieri. He gets Briggs to pop up. One gone.
A blessing. It stayed on the infield. Neither runner could advance. The exact first out that Case and Ranieri needed on the mound this inning.
So now runners are on first and third with one out, and the 9-hole hitter J.C. Davis steps in. First pitch, runner goes from first, pitches a fastball low, throw to second, goes into center field, and that brings home a run. Zener jogs home, throw to third, cut off. Kirk goes up to third, and Hyannis takes a 3-0 lead in the second on the throwing error from the catcher Eddie Marshall. Play baseball, calls Dennis Cook from the Chatham dugout. The A's have fallen behind 3-0. And now the count 1-0 on Davis. Pitch popped up, right side out of play, down the first base side. And now he has called the entire Chatham infield in to protect against a fourth run coming home here in the second inning. Massive crowd at Veterans Field has watched the A's fall behind. 1-1. Tapped on the ground to short. Bell plays on two hops, looks back the runner to third, and throws to first in time for the second out. So the decision to bring the infield in immediately pays dividends as Davis hits a short chopper to shortstop that, if Bell had been back, would have brought home the run. Two gone on the 6-3 putout, and now Matt Hyannis, the leadoff hitter, comes up with a runner on third and two men out. Righty Ranieri home, line foul to the backstop, right towards us, but it hits the protective netting. It's 0-1. It's almost as if Chase, I wish our listeners could have seen his reaction. It's almost like he didn't know there was a net there.
I knew it wasn't coming to us.
0-1, high, 1-1.
Obviously, that's what the netting's for.
It's basically impossible for a ball to get in here.
It's happened before.
It happened last year.
Did you catch it?
No, I dropped it right off my hands.
Oh, boy.
That's why I sit here. 1-1. Outside, 2-1. So there's a wire across the top of the poles that holds up the netting. The ball glanced off the underside of that wire and bounced into the press box window. It was basically a miracle. It could never happen again in a million years.
This wasn't like a pop-up then?
No. 2-1. Called a strike, top of the zone. 2-2 is a line drive.
Then I think you get some benefit of the doubt there.
Oh, it was coming in hot, and I was not expecting it. And also, I'm athletically challenged. 2-2 on the leadoff man, Matt Hyannis. Runner on third, two out. Hyannis ahead 3-0. The pitch, down and away. Count goes full on Hyannis for the second time in as many innings. Got the lefty Jax Jimenez looming on deck. Ranieri comes set. Payoff to Hyannis. Lined foul. Similar spot, this time over the top of the netting. Chase reaches for it as it clears the press box roof.
I had less of a flinch this time, so it's progress.
Another 7-pitch at bat for the lefty Hyannis. Another payoff. Popped foul out of play toward the left field parking lot. And this will be an 8-pitch at bat at least. A third 3-2 pitch coming from Ranieri, who just threw pitch number 40 in less than 2 innings. Righty set. Another 3-2. Launched on a line into right. Johnson tracks it back. He leaps. He grabs it and comes down with it on the warning track in right. Cole Johnson hops to make the catch, and ends a rough second inning for the A's. 3 Hyannis runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. Well, Chatham's got a hole to climb out of. After an inning and a half, it's 3-0 Harbor Hawks trying to take the season series from Chatham. Don't go anywhere. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town. 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 The boys are back in town.
Welcome back to Jim Barwick from the 1980
Eastern Propane and Oil is proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. To the bottom of the second at Veterans Field, Hyannis has jumped in front of Chatham 3-0, thanks to run-scoring singles from Henry Zener and Taylor Kirk, plus a run-scoring throwing error by Chatham catcher Eddie Marshall. And now, down 3, Chatham sends the middle third of its order to the plate. In the bottom of the second against the Hyannis righty starter Michael Mechna. It'll be Ty Peoples, Tyler Howe, and Jack Bell to the plate. Pitch calm issue for the pitcher Mechna, who had to go back to the Hyannis first base dugout. Now he's back near the mound. He's put his glove on the ground, reattaching the pitch calm to his left wrist. They, and they being, general baseball overlords, love to claim pace of play improvements, and pitch calm is a pace of play disaster. I mean, every day, Chase, it seems like one team or the other has a pitch calm problem that takes several minutes to resolve.
And every day, Jake, it seems like you've got something to say about it.
Yep, you're right. Now we're ready to go. First pitch to Ty Peoples, downstairs, 1-0. He checks his swing, doesn't go around on appeal to Jeff Mertzel, the left side umpire. 1-0.
That won't be confusing all game.
Jeff Merzel is the first base umpire. Jeff Mertzel is the third base umpire. 1-0, downstairs, 2-0. Peoples in the cleanup spot again tonight for Chatham. That's where he's lived most of his time since he arrived. He's hitting only .220, but he has walked 14 times in 41 at-bats. 2-0. Grounded up the middle into center field. It's a leadoff base hit for Ty Peoples. Chatham's first hit and first base runner of the game leads off the bottom of the second.
North Carolina Chapel Hill, number 43, Tyler Howe.
Michael Mechna had a long wait in the dugout as he watched 7 Harbor Hawk hitters come to the plate in the second inning. Gives up a single to start off the bottom of the second inning.
Say that 10 times fast.
Harbor Hawk hitters.
Left-handed hitting Tyler Howe stands in. Peoples off of first, nobody out. Mechna out of the stretch, first pitch. Called a strike, low outside corner, 0-1. 21 appearances at Oregon this spring for Mechna. He made only one start. Went 1-0 in 23 innings with a 5.40 ERA. The 0-1 pitch, downstairs. Similar spot. This one below the knees. It's 1-1. 24 strikeouts to 12 walks for Mechna this spring. Again, that's in 23 innings. So control was one of his strengths 1-1 to Howe. Swung on and foul tipped. 1-2. It's a breaking ball in the dirt that Howe just barely got a piece of. And then on his long backswing, the home plate umpire, J.C. Fernandez, had to duck out of the way of the bat. 1-2 on Howe. Peoples off of first, nobody out. Mechna delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tyler Howe strikes out for the 7th time in 12 at-bats with Chatham. And there's one gone. Next pitch will be number 20 for Mechna. First pitch to the lefty, Jack Bell. Down and in. 1-0. Bell, a third-year Cape Leaguer, joined Chatham on Friday for the game against Brewster. Played for Falmouth in 2024, Yarmouth Dennis in 2025. 1-0 to him. Line foul, straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bell hit 125 in 19 games with Falmouth 2 summers ago. Then he hit 159 in 29 games with Yarmouth Dennis last summer. Long look in the 1-1. Breaking ball tagged on a line and down in left field, the base hit. 2 hits in a span of 3 batters for Chatham as Bell whacks an opposite field line drive single for his first hit in an A's uniform. And there are 2 on with 1 out for Eddie Marshall. Marshall made the throwing error that plated Hyannis' 3rd run of the 2nd inning, last half inning. Now he bats as the game-tying run in the bottom of the 2nd. Mechna shrugs, comes set, first pitch. Down and away. Breaking ball, and Marshall lays off. It's 1-0. So I mentioned control had not really been an issue for Mechna at Oregon. It has been in Hyannis. He came into the game having walked 5 hitters in 5 innings. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball. This one over the heart. Called a strike. It's 1-1. And over his 2 starts with the Harbor Hawks, Mechna only got through 5 innings. 0-2. Pitching with a lead tonight. The 1-1. High, 2-1. What a crowd at Veterans Field. As full as we have seen the center field hill. Fans packing the top of the hill parallel to Depot Road. 2-1. Called a strike, bottom of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
How cool is it that we get to say that pretty much on a weekly basis at this point? This game is the most packed we've seen the hill. And then a week goes by and suddenly we get a game that has even more fans in attendance.
It'll be a 2-2 to Marshall. Mechna deals. Outside, the count goes full. Meanwhile, the home plate grandstand, which wraps from the front side of the Hyannis dugout all the way around behind the Chatham dugout, is completely full. More fans piled in on sets of bleachers behind first and third base. Right on right, it'll be a payoff. Here it comes. Lined into shallow center. It drops down for a hit. The windmill. Peoples coming around. It's bobbled in center field. The throw-in cut off. Bell goes first to third, and Peoples scores on Eddie Marshall's RBI single. It gets Chatham on the board and makes it 3-1 in the second.
The right fielder from the University of Georgia, number 20, Cole Johnson.
3 hits in a span of 4 batters for Chatham. The A's came into the night with the league's worst team average at .214. And now have runners on the corners with 1 out, only down 2 as Cole Johnson steps up. Right on left matchup. Mechna deals. Called a strike, low inside corner. Johnson shakes his head as he backs out of the lefty box. 0-1.
Hyannis did almost all of its damage with the singles in the top of the 2nd inning. Now Chatham answers back with singles of its own and gets a run back on the board.
Right on left, the 0-1. Grounded sharply foul, wide of first. 0-2. Chatham's new first base coach, Mikey Bilimovich, has so much gear on him right now. He looks like Iron Man or something. And that's only 3 batters worth of equipment. 0-2 on Johnson. Mechna comes set. Here's the pitch. High. Johnson takes. 1-2.
I'm just impressed you made an Iron Man reference. I know how much you love movies, just in general.
And superheroes.
Yes.
Bell off of third. Marshall off of first. 1 out. Run already in here in the inning. 1-2 pitch. Popped up, out of play. Johnson fights off the 1-2 fastball. Muscles it over the A's dugout. And it's 1-2. Johnson has struggled with Chatham. He comes into the game batting 155 in 18 games. 9 of 58. Can he break through here? 1-2 pitch. Hit him. Breaking ball ran in and hit him. So in a 1-2 count, Cole Johnson fights off an inside fastball and then draws the hit by pitch. It loads the bases for the first at bat back in the lineup for Armani Guzman. But first, a trip to the mound. Hyannis assistant goes out there to talk with Mechna, along with the catcher Brody Briggs and the first baseman Andrew Lamb. Those 4 chat on the mound. But the other 3 infielders, Matt Einish, Taylor Kirk, J.C. Davis, they remain in the field. And by the way, the timeout gives Mikey Bilimovich the chance to come back to the Chatham dugout and dispose of his numerous protective guards. Mound visit ends. Bilimovich runs back to his spot at first, and now the bases are loaded for Armani Guzman. He was never removed from Chatham's roster, but he has not physically been here in Chatham in more than a week and a half. First pitch to the lefty. He swings and grounds it to second. Kirk fields, throw to second for 1, on to first, not in time. It plates a run. Bell comes in to score on the fielder's choice, 6-4, but Hyannis can't get the double play, and Chatham makes it 3-2 Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the second. Johnson forced out at second. Marshall goes to third, and now Guzman, who's got great speed, 7 of 8 stealing bases already this summer, is on first. Right on left for Ty Manolfi. First pitch to him. He swings and dribbles it foul just behind home plate. 0-1. Manolfi at the plate. Grounded to first to start the home half of the first. 0 for 4 with Chatham. Here's the 0-1 to him. High, 1-1. This summer, where I mentioned he's 8 of 49, batting under 180, is really the first time at any level collegiately that he has not just torn it up. Hit 304 as a freshman at Dayton, then 383 in the NECBL for Keene last summer. 1-1, high and away, 2-1. Then he transferred to Boston College and proceeded to hit 323 in 60 games for BC en route to an NCAA tournament appearance. He bats with runners on the corners and 2 out. Chatham down 3-2 in the second. The pitch, runner goes from first. It's a fastball, bounce to second. 2 high ops for Davis, who throws to first in time to end the inning. So Chatham can't get the game-tying run home from third, but they do get 2 runs back after allowing 3 in the top of the second, and they make this a 1-run game. 2 Chatham hits, 2 Chatham runs on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blowing that sound.
Netting Pros Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. Hyannis got 3 runs in the top of the second. Chatham answered back with 2 runs in the bottom of the second. And now we've got a 1-run ball game as the third begins at Veterans Field. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein, Jax Jimenez, Andrew Lamb, and Caden Miller. 3 left-handed hitters come up for Hyannis against the righty Cason Ranieri. Jimenez 0 for 1, grounded to second his first time up on 1 pitch. Right on left. First pitch of the third is downstairs, 1-0. Now the 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. And so Ranieri starts the third the same way he started the second with consecutive balls. He threw 6 straight in the second. 2-0. Popped up. Will it stay in play for Milwaukee on the left side? And foul ground by the A's dugout. He totally misplayed it. And it landed in the grass in foul territory in front of the Chatham dugout. Milwaukee ran all the way to the back of the A's dugout, almost by the entrance. And then the ball landed probably 10 or 12 feet to his left, where he would have had plenty of space to catch it uninterrupted. Foul ball makes it 2-1 on Jimenez. Here's the pitch. Lined foul. 2-2. It was as if he wanted to make the cool-looking reach over the railing or fall into the dugout grab. But the regular pop-up would have just done fine. 2-2 on Jimenez. Ranieri comes home. Lined into left center. And a base hit. So Jimenez gets a second life on the foul pop-up that lands and then hits a single. 4th hit of the game for Hyannis, and they've got a leadoff base runner again here in the third. Jimenez, 9 of 10 stealing bases for Hyannis this summer, and Dennis Cook goes to the mound. The Chatham manager calls time just before the first pitch to Andrew Lamb. He has reached the foul line, but has not yet gestured toward his bullpen and left. Now he looks that way, and Ranieri gets the hook. 2+ innings, all Cason Ranieri can give the A's. He departs down a run with Chatham behind Hyannis, 3-2. New pitcher coming on when we come back after a short break. Hyannis will send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate against a new right-hander on the other side. 3-2 Harbor Hawks on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to...
Back at Veterans Field, it's a Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen for Dennis Cook and the Chatham A's. They bring on the 6'2", 200-pound right-hander Leo Odom out of Ole Miss to make his fourth appearance. He's thrown 6 innings so far to a 4.50 ERA, 7 strikeouts and 3 walks for the righty. He's greeted by the 3-hole hitter Andrew Lamb. With a runner on first and nobody out, Hyannis ahead, 3-2 in the top of the third. First pitch, down and in, 1-0. Jimenez on first, who just hit the single that knocked Ranieri out of the ball game, is 9 of 10 stealing bases this summer. Lamb at the plate, 0 for 1 today. Deep fly out to right. 1-0. Called a strike, bottom of the zone, 91 miles an hour, 1-1 on Lamb. Hyannis 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts today. And the catcher, Eddie Marshall, made a throwing error on that attempt. 1-1 pitch. Lined through the right side into right field, a base hit. Hyannis just keeps on hitting. 5 singles for the Harbor Hawks through 2+ innings. And there are 2 on with nobody out in the third.
The designated hitter, number 2, Caden Miller.
That brings up Caden Miller, the left-handed hitting DH. Walked his first time, scored the game's first run. Odom comes set. Corner infielders come in, perhaps expecting a bunt. First pitch, Miller does not bunt. He takes down and in, gets away from Marshall, and both runners advance. Pass ball moves runners to second and third. Still nobody out. And now it's going to take a high wire act from Odom if Chatham wants to avoid surrendering the 2 runs it just made up in the bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch. Downstairs, it skips away from Marshall. He can't find it. Jimenez comes home standing. And the other runner, Lamb, moves to third. That makes it 4-2 Hyannis here in the top of the third. Goes to 2-0 on the batter Miller. Righty Odom comes set as the entire infield comes in. Here's the pitch. Bounce toward first. Howe leaps for it. It pops out of his glove. He recollects, throws to first just in time to retire Miller, and that's the first out. The other runner, Lamb, stays put at third.
The center fielder, number 18, Clay Thompson.
Putout goes 3-4. As Manolfi got over to cover first, the infield stays in with a runner on third and 1 out. And the righty hitting Clay Thompson steps up. He's 1 for 1 with a single. First pitch, cut on and missed. Breaking ball, and Thompson's over top of it, 0-1. Odom sets the pitch. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. After Thompson, it's Zener. And then if one of those two reaches, then Taylor Kirk would come up. All 3 singled last inning. Part of a 3-run inning for Hyannis. 1-1. Just inside. 2 balls and a strike. Hyannis scored 3 times in the top of the second. Then Chatham answered with 2 runs in the bottom of the second. Hyannis has re-extended the lead to 4-2 with a run here in the third. They've got a runner on third with 1 out. The 2-1 to Thompson. Called a strike, low inside corner. Thompson visibly displeased. He drops his head, still shaking it as he backs down to the righty box, talking to J.C. Fernandez, the home plate umpire. 2-2 as Odom gets ready. The right-hander has the infield in. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just outside. Works the count full. Thompson widens his stance. His black bat over his back right shoulder. Odom comes home, 3-2. Down and in, ball 4. Thompson walks, and Hyannis has runners on the corner. Still only 1 out. And Henry Zener, who singled through the right side last time, will get another RBI opportunity with runners on the corners and 1 out. Now the middle infielders back up, looking for an inning-ending double play up the middle. Thompson, after the walk, is the 7th base runner for Hyannis over a span in which they've made 3 outs. The pitch lined into right field, base hit. Lamb jogs home. Thompson moves to second on Henry Zener's 2nd RBI single. And Hyannis gets the 2 runs back that it allowed in the second. 5-2 Harbor Hawks on the third. That brings up Taylor Kirk, the right-handed hitting Hyannis shortstop. He bats with runners on first and second and 1 man out. Pitch off the plate away with a breaking ball, 1-0. Odom, who came out of the bullpen after the leadoff single to Jimenez, has faced 4 batters. Lamb, Miller, Thompson, Zener. He's allowed 2 singles, a walk, and a ground out. The pitch, runners go. Fastball outside, throw to second in time. They get the trailing runner, Zener, for the 2nd out. So Thompson moves to third, but Zener thrown out by Eddie Marshall on a smart play to go for the runner moving from first to second. 2 gone, but the count to 2-0 on Taylor Kirk, who with a hit could extend the Hyannis lead to 4 runs. That'd be as large as it's been tonight. First pitch. Fouled back. Not the first pitch. 2-1. Righty Odom comes home. Fastball right on the inside corner. And Odom works back to even the count, 2-2 on Kirk. Shortstop out of Fordham, who will transfer to UCLA for next season.
A little bit of a change in scenery there, just a bit.
2-2 pitch, here it comes. Breaking ball looped into shallow left center field. Guzman comes on, can't get it. It dunks in for a hit. Thompson comes home to score, and Hyannis has its largest lead of the night. A 2nd consecutive 3-run inning for the Harbor Hawks. It's 6-2 Hyannis in the third. 7 hits for Hyannis. 3 last inning, 4 this inning. And Chatham Chase just struggling to find outs tonight.
It's all been singles. We've used the phrase death by 1,000 paper cuts at some point this summer.
First pitch to Brody Briggs. Inside, runner goes, throw to second, into center field. But Kirk, the runner, stays put at second.
but it feels applicable again here. Once again, Hyannis has hit a few balls hard, but not all of them. And they're just finding the right places on the field to hit the ball, getting it over the infield, and just really continuing the merry-go-round around the bases.
Right on left, 1-0 to Briggs. Down and away, 2-0. The line is final on Cason Ranieri, a Chatham starter. Get you that after the 2-0 pitch to Brody Briggs. Here it is. Upstairs, 3-0. Ranieri goes 2+ innings. He allows 4 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. A walk and a strikeout. (3-0) to Briggs. Called a strike right down the chute, 3-1. Odom, who's only thrown 2/3 of an inning so far, has already allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits tonight. He's got the 8-hole hitter Briggs in a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Popped up, out of play left side, and the count goes full on Briggs. Now Chatham pitch away from escaping a second straight brutal half inning. They allowed 3 in the second and have allowed 3 here in the third. Right on left. Here's the payoff. Grounded to second, Manolfi lines it up, fields belt high and throws to first in time to end the inning. So Cason Ranieri comes back out to start the third. He does not get an out. And then Leo Odom comes in, and Hyannis scores another 3 runs in the third. They do it on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Going to the bottom of the third next.
Chatham A's on the air.
Small town, and I live in a small town. Every day in a small town, oh, small communities. All my friends are from small town. My parents live in the same small town. My job is a small town, but that's little opportunity. Educated in a small town, taught to fear Jesus in a small town. Used to daydream in that small town. Another boring romantic gets me. But I've seen it all in a small town. Had myself a ball in a small town. Married an LA dollar, brought her to this small town. That small town, just like me. No, I cannot forget where it is that I come from. I cannot forget the people who love me. Yeah, I can be myself here in the small town.
Bino Waters leads off the bottom of the third for Chatham, which after it entered the bottom of the second down 3 and then scored 2, enters the bottom of the second down by 4. 6-2 the Hyannis lead. Right-handed starter Michael Mechna comes back out. First pitch called, nope, inside, 1-0. It's the bottom of the third here at Veterans Field. 6-2 the Hyannis lead. 1-0 on Waters, who grounded out to short his first time up. 1-0 pitch. Downstairs, 2-0. That pitch was number 40 from Mechna. There is action in the Hyannis bullpen. Mechna's gone only 5 combined innings in his first 2 starts. 2-0. Downstairs, 3-0. Remember, he only started once at Oregon as a sophomore this past spring in 21 appearances. So He's a reliever who's being stretched out here on Cape Cod. He's trying to give Hyannis 3 good innings here. 3-0 to Waters. He squares to bunt, pulls back, and takes a fastball for a strike. 3-1. Bruce Littleton, left-hander out of Southern Miss, is warming for the Harbor Hawks. Mechna winds up 3-1 to Waters. Downstairs, ball 4. First walk of the day drawn by Chatham. Waters is on to lead off the third. The A's try to put another dent into another Hyannis lead. Junior Lewacki is the batter. Big right-handed hitter who lined out sharply to right field. Onto the warning track his first time up. Waters off of first, nobody out. First pitch, breaking ball way outside. 1-0. After Lewacki, it's Ty Peoples, Tyler Howe, Jack Bell, 3 straight lefty hitters following the righty 3-hole hitter. 1-0 pitch. Big swing, and he lines it deep to left field. Zehner turns, he reaches up, he stumbles, but makes the catch on the warning track and left for the first out. Lewacki has hit 2 laser beams to the warning track, and both of them are outs. This one goes to left, 1 gone.
He is the 2 hardest hit balls of the night, and I don't really think that's much of a debate. Once again, Hyannis has not hit the ball hard, but the Harbor Hawks have found the right places to hit it. Junior Lewacki has just been massively unlucky today, hitting it right at the corner outfielders on 2 very hard hit balls.
That brings Ty Peoples up, runner on first, 1 out. First pitch to him, high, 1-0. Peoples singled in the second. That started the Chatham rally. Came around to score. The A's got 2 runs, bit into a 3-2 lead, but left runners on the corners to end the inning. 1-0 to Peoples, downstairs 2-0. Waters takes his lead, 1 out. 2-0 pitch to Ty Peoples. Here it comes. High, 3-0. And now, coming up on 50 pitches, the command starting to slip from Mechna. It'll be a 3-1 to Ty Peoples. He's got a home run this summer. Here's the pitch. Inside. Mechna walked him. Second walk of the inning issued by the Hyannis righty. Waters moves to second. Peoples is on for the second time in as many innings. And there are 2 on with 1 out for Tyler Howe. And the catcher Brody Briggs goes to the mound. Hyannis manager Mitch Carricker glares down at his right field bullpen where Bruce Littleton warms up. Left-hander has been one of the Harbor Hawks' more effective relievers this summer. J.C. Fernandez, the manager, goes out to break up the mound meeting. Briggs returns behind home plate, and Mechna readies to face Howe. Howe struck out his first time up. Went down swinging against Mechna for the first out of the second. That's with runners on first and second and 1 out here. His team down 6-2 in the third. Mechna deals. Swing and a miss. Over top of an 85-mile-an-hour breaking ball, 0-1. Right-hander comes set. 0-1 pitch. Tapped foul to the backstop. Howe in an 0-2 count. Lefty hitting Jack Bell is on deck. If Howe can't reach, Bell would bat with 2 on and 2 out. Mechna readies his 0-2 pitch to Tyler Howe. On the way. Up and away. 84 miles an hour. A ball and 2 strikes on Howe, and Mechna now is up over 50 pitches on the night. He's walked 2, both in this inning. Did have a hit by pitch in the second. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Bounced foul toward Mikey Bilimovich in the first base coaching box. It bounces just wide of him off the side fence on the right side. This keeps Howe alive at the plate in a 1-2 count. Next pitch will be the 5th of the at-bat to the lefty hitter. Here it comes. Dribbled foul, hit his foot in the lefty box. Howe stays alive. It's Hyannis 6, Chatham 2 in the bottom of the third. Harbor Hawks scored 3 in the second and 3 in the third. Howe digs back in. Spins his blue-dipped bat toward the mound. Mechna takes the mound. Gets the pitch call and comes set. Glove below the belt. Another 1-2 pitch to Howe on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Tyler Howe strikes out for the 8th time in 13 at-bats with Chatham, and there are 2 gone. Brings up the lefty hitting Jack Bell. He did have a single his last time. Went the other way. First pitch. He goes the other way again. On a line, it's down in left center for a base hit. Waters steams around third. He scores standing. Peoples goes first to third. Jack Bell drives in his first Chatham run. And it's 6-3 Harbor Hawks in the third.
Now batting to Chatham, the catcher from the University of Florida.
2 hits in 2 at-bats over a span of 2 innings for Bell in his first game as an angler at Veterans Field. He's got half of Chatham's 4 hits. Brings up Eddie Marshall, who singled last time, with runners on the corners and 2 out. First pitch, swing and a miss. 90 miles per hour. Marshall way late on it. His hand slipped off the bat. And he returns to the Chatham dugout asking for some sort of spray for the handle of the bat. Applies that outside the A's third base side dugout. And now marches back toward the batter's box. Peoples on third, Bell on first. 2 men out, 1 run in here in the bottom of the third with Hyannis ahead 6-3. The pitch, breaking ball, called a strike outside corner, and Marshall down to his final strike behind 0-2. Runners on the corners, 2 out. Mechna set, 0-2 pitch. Runner goes from first, pitches a breaking ball in the dirt, throw to second, beat him by a mile. Bell thrown out to end the inning. They don't even give Marshall a chance to drive the run in, and that ends the frame. 1 Chatham run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left on base. The A's have stranded 3 runners after 3 innings, including 2 on third base. They're being doubled off by the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, 6-3 after 3 innings. Chatham trying to fight back and slowly but surely make this thing a game again. Hyannis comes to the plate having scored 3 runs in each of the last 2 innings. Next up, and Chase Abrams takes over on play-by-play. 6-3 Hyannis. Don't go anywhere.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Hi, this is Dennis Cook, manager of the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Back at Veterans Field, time for the fourth. With your play-by-play, here's Chase Abrams.
It's a 6-3 ball game at Veterans Field as we welcome you back for the top of the fourth inning. Hyannis, the team with 6, and Chatham, the team with 3. Leo Odom returns to the mound to face 9-1-2 for the Harbor Hawks in the top of the fourth. First up, the righty J.C. Davis. First pitch to him. Breaking ball called a strike. Odom came in last inning in the third after Kaysen Ranieri gave up singles to the first 2 batters he faced. 0-1 the count on Davis. The pitch. Breaking ball tapped foul. And Davis falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes against Odom. Ranieri gets credit for 2 innings and put the plus sign next to that 2, as he was unable to record an out in the third rather. Odom ahead 0-2 on Davis. Out of the windup, the pitch. Outside, he missed with a breaking ball at 80 miles an hour. Davis gets one back and the count goes to 1-2. Odom peers in towards his catcher Marshall. Kicks and comes home. Breaking ball outside again. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Davis. Davis coming off his junior season at Rice, where he was a second-team all-conference selection. He sits in an even 2-2 count. The pitch. Fastball popped up. It scrapes the sky to the right side and falls out of play off the roof of the snack shack behind the Hyannis dugout on the first base side. The count stays 2-2 on Davis. Davis puts 1 foot out of the righty box and steps back in. Middle infielders have their heels on the outfield grass for the A's. Another 2-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Chatham pitcher Leo Odom, and just the second strikeout for Chatham pitchers this game. Davis strikes out swinging for the first out in the top of the fourth. And now the lineup card flips over for the lefty third baseman Matt Hyannis. Lefty-righty matchup with Odom. The pitch. Breaking ball right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. The lights are on at Veterans Field, glowing down upon the field. Hyannis in an 0-1 count. The pitch. Called a strike. Breaking ball in the inner part of the plate at 83 miles an hour. The sun has sunk below the trees behind the left field fence. Sky still blue. 0-2. Fastball high. The count goes to 1-2 on Hyannis. Odom looks in. He kicks and comes home with the 1-2. It's a breaking ball in the dirt. He spiked it at 78 miles an hour. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Hyannis. Now it's still a brilliant blue above the fields, but as you look towards the horizon, it turns to more of a light yellow-pink color. 2-2 pitch. Fastball off the hands, foul. Off the brick backstop behind home plate, offset to the third base side. Hyannis fights it off and keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on him. Odom comes set. Another 2-2. Breaking ball downstairs. The count runs full on Hyannis. Now the blue sky above Veterans Field completely free of clouds, except for just a couple wispy clouds above the trees and left. 3-2. Popped up, foul territory. It drifts out of play. Straight behind home plate. Hyannis spoils another fastball from Leo Odom, this time at 90 miles an hour, and the count stays full on him. Middle infielders stay back, as well as the first baseman, Howe. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. Leo Odom freezes Matt Hyannis for his second strikeout of the game and his second consecutive strikeout to open up the top of the fourth. There's 2 outs with the bases empty for the lefty Jax Jimenez.
And big not only to get the second out of the inning, but to keep Hyannis, who's a great base stealer, 6 for 6 so far with Hyannis, off the base paths.
It brings Jimenez up in another lefty-righty matchup with Leo Odom. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, check swing. No appeal to third, so it's a ball. Neither the catcher Eddie Marshall nor the home plate umpire J.C. Fernandez pointed down the left side to appeal to Jeff Mertzel. 1-0 pitch, fastball high, and the count goes to 2-0 on Jimenez.
Chatham dugout, I think, was looking for a called strike on that first pitch.
2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball, this time it's called the strike. 82 miles an hour at the knees of the lefty Jimenez. Odom gets one back, and the count goes to 2-1. He looks in, kicks, and delivers. Fastball in the dirt. And now Jimenez sits in a friendly 3-1 count. After the no appeal on the second pitch, left side umpire Jeff Mertzel threw both hands in the air at the Chatham dugout. 3-1 pitch, fastball called the strike. Jimenez certainly didn't think so. He jogged about a third of the way down the first base line before J.C. Fernandez threw up the right hand, signaling strike 2.
That's a good way to get the umpire to ring you up when the next pitch is right on the corner.
Oh, anything close at this point. It'll be a payoff to Jimenez. Here it is. Breaking ball popped up behind home plate and out of play, right off the roof of the press box here at Veterans Field. It's been a busy day for us. This one did not go into the press box, but it bounced right off the roof above the head of Veterans Field public address announcer Peter Burns. The count stays 3-2 on Jimenez. Base is empty, 2 outs, the pitch. Fastball downstairs. Jimenez very quick to toss the bat again. This time he was right to do so. Odom walks him with 2 gone in the top of the fourth. It gives the Harbor Hawks a 2-out base runner. And the number 3 hitter, Andrew Lamb, another lefty, steps into the box against Leo Odom. Odom now comes out of the stretch with the runner Jimenez leading off first. Lamb steps in, taps the bat a couple times, and looks towards Odom. Odom's first pitch, runner goes from first, pitch bounces in the dirt. Marshall can't scoop it cleanly, so Jimenez swipes second base without a throw. The Harbor Hawks stay aggressive on the base paths despite the 3-run advantage. Jimenez now stands in scoring position with 2 men gone. And Lamb stands with a 1-0 count against Odom. The pitch, high. Jimenez misses with a Odom misses with a fastball. And falls behind 2 balls and no strikes against Andrew Lamb. Lamb awaits the 2-0. Jimenez, healthy leadoff second. Now Odom looks back that way. Pick to second base. Safe. Just barely. The shortstop, Tyler Bell, or rather Jack Bell, had moved to second base to cover late as Jimenez shuffled almost halfway down the line towards third. A late pick by Odom, and Jimenez got back just in time. It stays 2-0 on Andrew Lamb. The pitch. Fastball muscled in the air to left center. Waters tracks it back towards the gap, and he makes the catch on a light jog. Andrew Lamb flies out to left, and Leo Odom works around the 2-out walk to Jimenez to get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the runner left on second. Hyannis still leads Chatham 6-3 after 3.5 innings at Veterans Field. When we come back for the bottom of the fourth, it'll be 7-8-9 coming up for the A's.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
It's the bottom of the fourth inning at Veterans Field with the Anglers trailing the Harbor Hawks 6-3. Alongside Jake Klein, I'm Chase Abrams. Mitch Carricker makes a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. He turns to his 6'2", 225-pound lefty, Bruce Littleton, to face the bottom third of the A's order. Starting it off with the righty, Eddie Marshall. Lefty-righty matchup. Littleton waits. High kick, first pitch. Fastball inside. He just missed around letter height on the righty Marshall. Littleton's first pitch is a ball, and he falls behind 1-0 against Marshall. Littleton sets at the belt. The 1-0 pitch. Caught on and missed. Marshall behind a fastball at 92 miles an hour. The count evens up at 1-1 on him.
Littleton's a bigger guy, and he comes in so over the top from the left side that he makes 92 look like 96.
Makes his fourth appearance of the summer with Hyannis, all coming out of the bullpen. 1-1 to Marshall. Fastball, called a strike. Bottom inner part of the zone, and the Chatham crowd disagrees with the call from J.C. Fernandez.
It's about shin high on the righty.
Littleton's pitched to a 1.69 ERA in 5 1/3 innings so far. He's allowed just 3 hits. 1-2 the count on Marshall. High kick, the pitch. Fastball tapped foul. Littleton has also struck out 13. Or no, rather, he's walked 10. Struck out 10 and walked 3. He's a strike away from his 11th K of the summer. 1-2 the count on Eddie Marshall, who singled home a run his last time up. The pitch. Fastball bounced towards second. J.C. Davis waits for it, shuffles to his left, and sidearms to first for the out. Eddie Marshall is retired 4-3, and there's one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. First batter faced by Bruce Littleton, and he retires him without too much trouble. Final line on the Harbor Hawks starter, Mechna. He went 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Now Littleton faces his first lefty of the game in Georgia's Cole Johnson. First pitch to him, up and in. Johnson ducks his head out of the way of it as it came around eye level and eye vicinity at 91 miles an hour. He goes ahead 1-0. Littleton comes set in front of the rubber. The pitch. Fastball blasted deep to right field. Jimenez tracks it back on the track. He jumps and he makes the catch a couple feet in front of the fence. Cole Johnson gave it a ride to right, but Jimenez stayed with it and made the catch just in front of the blue fence in right center for a loud second out. Make that 3 hard hit balls for the A's to the corner outfield spots. All 3 have been put out.
If Johnson hits that about 10 feet more to the pole side, it's gone.
With 2 outs and the bases empty, Armani Guzman stands in. First pitch to him is a fastball down, and he goes ahead 1-0.
And to think about the 2 off the bat of Milwaukee and that one from Johnson, Chatham's come probably a combined 20 feet from this being a 6-6 game.
Guzman stands in a 1-0 count against Littleton, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball waved at and missed. Guzman was fooled by an 81-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and the count evens up at 1-1 on him. Now, this past season for Littleton at Southern Miss, he posted a 1-1 record with a 5.06 ERA in 13 appearances, with 12 coming out of the bullpen. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball again, called a strike this time. Guzman falls behind 1-2. Littleton struck out 17 and walked 4 in 10 2/3 innings this past season at Southern Miss. He's ahead of Guzman 1-2 with the bases empty and 2 men out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Trying to hang a 0 in his first inning of work out of the bullpen. He comes set. Here's the 1-2. Down and away. Count evens up at 2-2 on Guzman, as Littleton misses with a fastball that bounced just behind the righty batter's box. Littleton comes set at the belt again. He looks in. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounced towards first. Lamb plays it on a couple hops, waves off his pitcher. Guzman was never running out of the box thinking it was foul. It's called a fair ball at first, but now the umpires will conference on the infield. Jeff Merzel, the right side umpire, called it fair. Guzman never ran it out of the box. Did he think he fouled it off of himself?
Sure did. And he's adamant about it. Immediately he convinced J.C. Fernandez, the plate umpire, and they call him out.
Guzman is retired 3 unassisted. The entire Hyannis defense came off the field the second the first baseman Andrew Lamb stepped on the bag. The umpires conferenced very briefly on the infield and decided to uphold the initial ruling. Guzman retired 3 unassisted, and Bruce Littleton sets the side down in order in his first inning out of the Hyannis bullpen. Hyannis still doubling the lead of the A's as we head to the top of the 5th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know she comes around. Just about 5'4". From her head to the ground. You know she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa. Comes around here just about midnight.
It's the top of the 5th at Veterans Field, with the Harbor Hawks leading the Anglers 6-3, and Leo Odom returns to the mound for the top of the 5th inning. He's set to face 4, 5, and 6 in the Harbor Hawk batting order: Caden Miller, Clay Thompson, and Henry Ziener. Miller, the left-handed hitting DH from the University of Texas San Antonio, leads it off against the righty Odom. Odom looks in, out of the windup, first pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. Miller twitched the hands forward, did not go around. It was called a strike anyway by J.C. Fernandez. And Miller goes down, no balls and 1 strike. Odom's pitch. Breaking ball down and in. The count evens up at a ball and a strike on Caden Miller. Odom peers towards his glove. 1-1 pitch. Fastball downstairs. Now the count goes to 2-1 on Miller. After second and third innings, in which both teams scored in both innings. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball tapped foul. The count evens up at 2-2. So Hyannis scored 3 runs in both the second and third innings. Chatham scored 2 in the second and 1 in the third. Then both teams went scoreless in the 4th inning, and just 7 combined batters came to the plate. 2-2 the count on Miller. Here's the pitch. Downstairs. Odom misses with a fastball at 91 miles an hour, and the count runs full on Caden Miller. Miller has not provided one of the 7 Harbor Hawk hits so far. All 7 are singles, though he has walked. Payoff pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3. Right at the bottom of the zone at 82 miles an hour out of the hand of Odom. He picks up his third strikeout, and there's one out in the top of the 5th. After Miller strikes out looking, Jake Klein has a check of MLB scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
Red Sox ahead of the Orioles 3-2 at Fenway in the top of the 6th. Nope, check that, 3-3 game. Orioles have just tied it up.
How about that timing? Righty Clay Thompson, and first pitch to him is a breaking ball right down the middle for strike 1.
Are the Red Sox still on the winning streak?
12 games.
Holy cow.
How do you feel about that?
I'm happy for the Red Sox fans, especially the kids.
A 1 pitch. Down and away. The count evens up at 1-1 on Clay Thompson.
They can eat for free at the 99 restaurant.
That is true. The kids are eating good right now in Boston.
Brewers are up 5-1 on the Mets after 3. Yankees have an 8-5 lead over the Pirates after 4.
1-1 the count. The pitch to Thompson. Fastball just low. He twitched the hands forward, but was right to hold up. The count goes to 2-1 on him.
Phillies 4, Dodgers 1. Top of the 5th. Couple of games just getting underway. White Sox down 1-0 to the Rangers in the 2nd.
2-1 to Thompson. Breaking ball this time, down and away. And now Clay Thompson stands in a friendly 3-1 count.
2023 Chatham Sam Antonacci leading off for the White Sox in that game. And 2018 and 19 Chatham Spencer Torkelson. That's 7th tonight for the Tigers. They are just about to get set to go at Wrigley Field. Jack Flaherty against Jamison Tyone. That's your check of Major League Baseball scores brought to you by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
Game's really back in action after the All-Star break. A 3-1 to Thompson. High, ball 4. Leo Odom issues a 1-out walk to Clay Thompson of the Harbor Hawks. His 3rd walk issued this game. And Thompson jogs down to first. It brings Henry Zener up. Left-handed hitting left fielder from the University of South Carolina upstate. He comes up with a man on first and 1 out in the top of the 5th. Odom will come out of the stretch. Thompson takes a healthy lead off first. Pick to first, safe. It was a high throw from Leo Odom to the first baseman Tyler Howe. He caught it just above his chest, and it allowed Thompson to dive back safely without even a tag applied. First pitch to Zener. Fastball, pick to first. Safe, just barely safe on the back pick from the catcher Eddie Marshall. Tyler Howe tagged Thompson on the back of his leg. Pitch was called a strike. And Zener stands in an 0-1 count. Thompson takes a bigger lead off first now. Pick to first again, safe again. This time a bit of a lower throw from Odom, but Thompson still dives back ahead of the tag from Howe. He shuffles back off right at the edge of the quarter circle. 0-1 pitch, runner goes. Pitch is called a strike. Throw to second in plenty of time to get him. Eddie Marshall beats Clay Thompson to the second base bag by about 5 to 10 feet. And there's 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Now with the bases empty and 2 men gone, Henry Zener stands in an 0-2 count against the righty Leo Odom. Odom looks in towards his catcher Marshall. The pitch. Breaking ball low. The count moves to 1-2 on Henry Zener. One-two pitch. High. Way high with a fastball at 92 miles an hour. With some action in the A's bullpen, this may be Odom's last batter, provided he gets out of this inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Zener. Bases empty, 2 men gone. Odom winds and comes home. Breaking ball, hit in the air towards center. Guzman tracks it back over his left shoulder, still going back, and he makes the catch about 5 feet in front of the warning track in dead center. It had some carry to it. Off the bat, it just looked like a lazy fly ball to center, but Guzman just kept running back and finally made the catch for the A's. Odom goes 3 up, 3 down thanks to the caught stealing of Thompson. Hangs another 0 on the board and keeps the Chatham deficit at 3 against Hyannis. Harbor Hawks 6, Anglers 3, as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, halfway home on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Johnny's got his 6-string high. Now he's holding in what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Gina dreams of running away. She cries in the nighttime and whispers, "Baby, it's okay." We gotta hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot.
We're halfway there on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's the bottom of the 5th, with Chatham trailing Hyannis 6-3. With Jake Klein, I'm Chase Abrams, welcoming you back to Veterans Field. Bruce Littleton returns to the mound for the Harbor Hawks. He's set to face the top third of the A's order, starting off with the lefty Ty Manalfi, second baseman from Boston College, playing in his second game as a Chatham A. Littleton comes out of the windup. First pitch. Fastball. Manalfi bunts it foul down the third baseline and falls behind 0-1. Manalfi made the move over to Chatham. Spent this last season at Boston College. It was a fun Boston College team this past year. BC team that was kind of picked to finish middle to the lower part of the ACC. Ended up making a postseason trip. 0-1 to Manalfi. Fastball up and in. It zips past his front right shoulder. Does not hit him. Manalfi steps out for a second, readjusts his white batting gloves, and steps back into the lefty box. 1-1 the count on him. Littleton comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, called a strike. 81 miles an hour. It broke right over the heart of the zone, away from the lefty Manalfi, who now falls behind a ball and 2 strikes. The sky above Veterans Field is darkened to more of a deep blue now. 1-2 the count on Manalfi. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball popped up. Left side behind shortstop. Kirk goes back. Zehner comes in. Zehner calls it off and makes the catch for the first out. Manalfi just reached out and poked it in the air out to left field. Both Kirk and Zehner likely could have made a play on it. Zehner was the one who made the call and made the catch. Manalfi is retired to start off the bottom of the 5th inning, and it brings another lefty to the plate in the form of Bino Waters. Same side matchup with Littleton on the mound, who comes set. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. It popped out of the glove of the catcher Brody Briggs, but J.C. Fernandez, the home plate umpire, called it a strike anyway. Waters goes down, no balls and 1 strike. Straight up defense for both the infield and the outfield of Hyannis. Sometimes we'll see teams shift Waters to go the other way. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball called strike 2. 90 miles an hour on the inner part of the plate out of the left arm of Littleton. Waters falls into an 0-2 hole with the bases empty and 1 man gone. Waters is 0 for 1 today. Grounded out and walked so far this game. 0-2 pitch. Fastball caught on and missed, strike 3. Bruce Littleton picks up his first strikeout of the Hyannis bullpen. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. He sets down the top 2 Chatham A's hitters in order. and out brings the 3-hitter up, junior Milwaukee. Milwaukee has hit the ball hard twice this game, but has not been rewarded for it yet. He steps into the righty box, awaiting the first pitch from Littleton. Littleton, the high kick. Here's the pitch. Cut on and foul tipped for strike one. Milwaukee has hit both balls hard enough to leave the park, but he hasn't hit them high enough. 2 line drives, 2 hard hit line drives from Milwaukee that would have left if the launch angle was maybe just 5 degrees higher. 0-1 the count on him. Littleton delivers. Breaking ball this time, cut on and missed strike 2. He fooled him with 80 miles an hour in the dirt. Right after a fastball at 91 miles an hour on the bottom part of the zone. This was a breaking ball that probably looked to be the exact same pitch before it ducked below and into the dirt. Now Milwaukee stands in an 0-2 hole. Littleton comes ready. Here's the pitch. Fastball down. Milwaukee lays off. He gets one back. Count goes to 1-2 on the 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Littleton. Probably his hardest pitch of the night so far. Base is empty, 2 outs. Littleton sets. The lefty delivers. Fastball called, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bruce Littleton to pick up his first 2 strikeouts of the game. He's gone 6 up, 6 down to start his outing out of the bullpen, and the score stays 6-3 after 5 innings at Veterans Field. Top third can't do anything against Bruce Littleton. The bottom third coming up for Hyannis straight ahead.
A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. To that voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing remained. I've carried that nothing for a long time. Now I carry my operator's license and spend my days just running this crane. And my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. Hard work will clear your mind and body. The hard sun will burn out the pain. If they're looking for me, tell them, buddy.
Back at Veterans Field for the top of the 6th inning, where the Harbor Hawks lead the Anglers 6-3. And Chatham manager Dennis Cook makes a Chatham Bars In call to the bullpen. He turns to his 5'10", 196-pound righty Brady Coe for the top of the 6th inning. Coe is set to face the bottom third of the Harbor Hawk batting order. Taylor Kirk, Brody Briggs, and J.C. Davis are the 3 men due up against him this inning. First a righty-righty matchup with Kirk. First pitch runs inside. A ball and no strikes on Kirk. Coe is making his Chatham debut this summer. Spent his last 2 seasons at Abilene Christian. 1-0 pitch, fastball tapped foul. Count goes to a ball and a strike on Taylor Kirk. Now he transfers to Houston after his time in Chatham, but his sophomore season at Abilene Christian, this past spring, he pitched to a 5.34 ERA in 17 appearances. 1-1, fastball called to strike 2. 90 miles an hour out of the arm. So it won't blow you away, but he places it right on the outer lower part of the strike zone. And Kirk falls behind a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, bounce. Coe made at Abilene Christian after 4 saves his freshman year. He leads all current Chatham players with 9 collegiate career saves. 1-1 pitch. Fastball called strike 2. Briggs is 0 for 2 today. One of the only Hyannis players yet to have success against Chatham pitching tonight. 1-2 from Coe. Breaking ball popped up left side. Lewacki sprints back. Waters sprints in near the line. Lewacki lunges back. He can't make the catch, and it lands in fair territory. No, he did make the catch. As he fell on his back left shoulder, he made the catch, lunging back into fair territory. Briggs pops out, and there's 2 outs at the top of the 6th. Lewacki, who misplayed a pop-up in foul territory earlier this game, looked to do the same here. He sprinted back and into foul territory, realized late that the ball was dropping fair, and just barely made up for it as he fell back into fair territory. Now the first pitch to the righty Davis is swung through for strike 1. Righty-righty matchup with Coe. The 0-1. Fastball bounced up the middle. The shortstop, Bell, ranges over, makes the play in front of second, and sidearms to first for the 3rd out. A quick first inning of work out of the A's bullpen this summer for Brady Coe. 3 up, 3 down for the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Harbor Hawk batting order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Hyannis does not add on to the lead. Will Chatham start to claw back in the bottom of the 6th? It's next.
Chatham A's on the air.
Well, it was nearly summer. We sat under a roof. Yeah, we smoked cigarettes and we stared at the moon. And I showed you stars you never could see. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Baby, time meant nothing, anything seemed real. Yeah, you could kiss like fire when you made me feel like every word you said was meant to be. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe even the losers.
Hi, this is Cole Johnson from the University of Georgia. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Cole Johnson brings us back to Veterans Field for the bottom of the 6th inning. Still Hyannis 6, still Chatham 3. No runs have come around to score since the 3rd inning. After Hyannis scored 6 across the 2nd and 3rd innings, and Chatham scored all 3 across those 2 innings. Both teams were scoreless before. Both teams have been scoreless since. Bruce Littleton returns to the mound for his 2nd inning of work, and why not? He set the side down in order his first time through. And he's set to face the lefty Ty Peoples. Same side matchup. Rather, this is Littleton's 3rd inning of work. He's gone 6 up, 6 down so far. Peoples stands in. Here's the first pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 1. Littleton's gone 2 scoreless, hitless innings in relief of the starter Michael Mechna, who allowed all 3 runs in his 3 innings. 0-1 pitch. Another fastball called strike 2. Peoples falls behind 0-2 early. First 2 pitches out of the bullpen, or rather after the break in this inning for Littleton. And he's ahead of Peoples, no balls and 2 strikes. The lefty comes set. Long wait on the mound. And now comes home. Fastball line past the dive of the first baseman Lamb and down the right field line. Peoples turns first and heads for second. Now he's thinking 3. Sprinting around the bases. The relay to third. Peoples is safe at third base. A leadoff triple for Ty Peoples in the bottom of the 6th inning. He slides in just ahead of the tag from Matt Hyannis and just keeps a hold of the third base bag.
Now batting for Chatham.
Oh boy, he came into third with pace, and it looked like he may have popped off the bag, but the home plate umpire, J.C. Fernandez, was right on top of third base. Had to have had a better view of it than anybody else in the ballpark, and he says Peoples held the bag.
By the strength of his fingertips, he held on to the bag. The A's have a runner 90 feet away with nobody out for the lefty Tyler Howe. First pitch to him, high. Littleton retired all 6 batters he faced before this inning. Peoples, on the 3rd pitch he saw, lined a triple down the right field line for the first hit of an A's player off of Littleton this game. Want to know the count on Howe. The pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed by Howe. He chased it at 78 miles an hour as it dipped down and out of the zone. And the count evens up at 1-1 on him. Peoples takes his lead off third. Nobody out in the bottom of the 6th.